Hello everybody. Now in this lecture we are continuing with the factor affecting the separation of ion. The factor that affect the distribution of ion between the resin and the column can be grouped into three categories. Okay, so there are three categories. First, that is related with the ion. Factor pertaining to the ions are size, charge, and concentration. So size of ion, charge of ion, and concentration of ion. Okay, then the factor which is dependent upon the resin is the nature of resin, and the factor related to the experimental condition are the presence of complexing agent and the pH of solution. Okay, so 3, then 1 and 2. So total 6 factors are there which are responsible for the separation of ions. So we'll go through one by one. First is the charge on ion. The affinity of resin for the ion increases with the increase in the charge. Okay, if you see here the charge on the ion, so affinity goes on decreasing with the decreasing in the charge. Okay, so the ion having a more charge on it is having a more affinity towards the column. Okay, and that takes more time with the column and comes out at the end or the elute at the end of the uh, chromatography. Okay, so now here the size of the ion. Now in the size of bare ion and size of the hydrated ion are the different. Okay, therefore in the solution the ion is hydrated. When an ion get attached to the resin side, it must fit into three-dimensional space associated with the side. Here the size of the resin side becomes very important. A small size ion will be able to move through the resin, cross-linking, and may be able to reach at the ionic site in the interior of the resin. Hence, it has got a better chance to get exchange. Smaller size of the hydrated ion, greater will be the affinity of the resin for the ion. Smaller is the size of hydrated ion, greater will be its affinity of the resin for the ion. Okay, so the series is given over here. Okay, as the smaller is the size of hydrated ion, greater will be its affinity towards the resin. Okay, so if you see here the A plus ion is there, then the B plus ion is there, and see the ratio of these two, the separation factor and all that we have studied already. See here, I think selectivity coefficient and separation factor. These are the terms which we have already studied. So selectivity coefficient we are taking here. Okay, the selectivity coefficient of A and selectivity coefficient of B, and the ratio of 2 is here, from which we are getting this equilibrium reaction. Okay, RB react with the A plus ion, that gives RA and B plus ion. Okay, so what happens here? The B is get replaced with the A plus ion from the resin. Okay, now the third is the concentration of ion. Third is the concentration of ion. So in short, the increasing concentration of ion in the solution will favor the exchange of ion. Okay, so in the expression for selectivity coefficient, the concentration of the ion appear in the denominator. As the concentration increases, to maintain the equilibrium constant same, the concentration of exchange ion on the resin must also be increases. Okay, hence in short we can say increasing the concentration of ion in the solution will favor the exchange of ion. Okay, now the fourth is a nature of a resin. Fourth is the nature of resin. So as we know that ion exchanger are classified as a weak and strong depending upon the nature of the functional group. A strong ion exchanger will have functional group totally ionized at all pH. Hence, all site of functional group are now available for the exchange of ions. On the other hand, weak ion exchanger will contain a functional group whose dissociation is depends upon the pH. Hence, the number of ionic site available for the exchange will depend upon the pH of the solution. Okay, and as we can increase the dissociation, then only the exchange capacity will increase. The performance of the strong ion exchanger will be the same for all pH. but the performance of weak ion exchanger depends upon the pH of solution. Okay, hence here the nature of resin plays a very important role, whether it is a the strong cation exchanger or weak cation exchanger, or strong ion exchanger or weak ion exchanger. Okay, so hence the nature of resin having its own importance for the exchange of ions. Now, presence of complexing agent is also the factor. A complexing agent will convert the metal ion in the complex. The size of the complex will always be more than the size of hydrated metal ion, as we know. This will affect the preference of resin for ion. In some cases, even the charge on the metal ion will change in the complex formation. Okay, that happens. For example, Zn2 plus ion in HCl get converted to ZnCl4 2 minus. Okay, thus hydrochloric acid can be used to separate the zinc and magnesium ion from each other. Okay, zinc will form a negatively charged chloro complex and hence written by the resin, whereas the Mg2 plus will remain unchanged and hence it will come out as a anion exchanger. Okay, in this way we can separate the zinc 2 plus and Mg2 plus from each other using anion exchanger. Okay, so a cation exchanger. Okay, now the last factor is there, pH of solution. Okay, so the resins having a weak acidic or basic functional group in the case of weak cation or anion exchanger, the extent of dissociation, okay, depends upon the pH of the solution. So the extent of complex formation by the metal ion will also depends upon the pH of solution. Then the extent of hydrolysis of the metal ion in the solution forming hydroxy complexes increases with the increasing the pH of solution. When the amino acid exists in the solution, so they exist in any one of the three form, like here it is a amino acid, here N plus, and this is what the acidic functionality. Then here that may be in the here it is a cationic form, anionic form, or it's a neutral or zeta. It's not a zeta, but it's a a positive and negative charge both are present over here. So for a given amino acid, the form in which it may be present in the solution will depends upon the acid and the pH of the solution. Okay, this is used in the separation of amino acid by ion exchange chromatography. Ion exchange chromatography. Okay, so this is also a very important factor which affects the separation of ions from the solution. Okay, so pH also plays very important role for the separation of amino acids, then the separation of cation and anion with the help of weak ion exchangers. Okay, then it plays a role in the it affects on the complex formation. Then it also affects the the hydroxy complexes. So these are the things we need to consider over here. So after this lecture, I will continue with ion exchange capacity and how the ion exchange capacity can be determined. Okay, so thank you.